right?
We'll tell you.
Okay, great. Hey, ¿qué onda? ¿Cómo están? Hoy estamos con Badbadnotgood. How are y'all?
Doing well, thank you.
Good, man. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. First of all, I want to tell you, great set you had yesterday. Mid sunny day. How was it? How did it felt from the scenario?
Felt great. Kind of overwhelming, a lot of people, but
Okay.
felt like, that type of environment, you just need to really find your space and appreciate and push your creative self and enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me a minute to fully be present in the moment and appreciate it, but it
Okay.
definitely made me very emotional just to
Really?
be able to just be really grateful for the opportunities that we have to be able to play this music in front of large audiences in new countries. Yeah, it was an incredible feeling.
That's very good to know. Very good to know that the public here in Mexico is treating you like how you deserve to be treated. You know.
We're very grateful, very spoiled.
Well, I'm gonna start this interview by stating, I think, or at least in my personal experience, Bad Bad Not Good is a very strong bridge project. What do I mean? I feel you're a very good project for people that are not used to jazz, hip hop, to get into them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you're a very good cultural interference between all these genres. But how do you feel about these cultural influences, these cultural interferences from inside the project? Is it something planned? Is it something that just flows through you? Or how do you perceive this vibe in the project?
I mean, we, got to grow up with the internet, in our, early, late teens and, start downloading music, finding stuff,
Okay.
and exploring. So I think just being so open to hearing lots of different types of music's been a big part of, our education and our lives and what we enjoy. So,
Okay.
for us, we are just very inspired by lots of stuff. So whatever feels like something we could connect to genuinely and be ourselves with and express ourselves in the genre or in the style, that's kind of just where there's been a comfort and a place of happiness and growth. So
Okay.
to be a connector of that stuff is just something that kind of happened, but it's also people who've put us onto stuff and
Okay.
incredible DJs and people we've been listening to for a long time. So it's kind of we're just happy to extend the
Okay.
connection and also want to share. If you haven't heard this, you should hear that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree with everything Alex said. We had the big privilege of all these people that kind of have been around the music industry a little bit longer than us, the older generation, that have just exposed us to so much incredible music, and we love it all. But when we do get together to write, I feel like there isn't any, we don't go in trying to write a rock song or write a hip hop song or write a jazz song. It's just everything kind of comes naturally as all these influences we listen to sort of pour out of the music we write. So yeah, it is a natural thing, but we're grateful for the people that have put us on to so much new music.
Yeah, that sounds great. Actually, just how you say it, you're more like a translator of different genres, Because I've been hooked up to different genres because of y'all, whoa, why does jazz sound so easy to listen,
Right.
Because jazz sometimes is hard to listen, and I think that's a general conception.
Yeah,
And
there's different
listening to,
expressions,
yeah, exactly. And listening to, for example, this new album, which is jazz, psychedelic type things, wait a minute, what am I listening,
Right.
But maybe there are things that I wouldn't listen if they are not by you translators,
Right, yeah.
You actually answered the next question that I was gonna say. That was
Yeah.
if this came naturally. But the next question after that was precisely if this project is influenced by y'all three, or is it a project of your environment,
Yeah, definitely the environment. The goal was to bring in more musicians and friends to create and explore, and I think especially going through COVID and seeing the crazy changes of our world and planet,
Okay.
and the opportunities we've had as a band, we want to share that, and we want to give other people opportunities to play and learn and come to Mexico City and play and see and taste the food and meet people and experience that, because it's something we've been able to do, and it's very, it's very beautiful, and we're very spoiled for that. So this project was about an expansion and like, learning.
Okay.
Bringing like my friend Juan who plays on the record with us and tours. Like, he's an incredible musician, percussionist. I learn from him every day. So to have that is, I'm spoiled. But yeah.
Okay.
So same thing with Kay.
Okay.
Just beautiful players and expression.
Yeah, that sounds great. Like learning has been like this core feeling or core even lesson, Learning was a lesson in some type of way of the album. Okay. And how do you feel like this learning process or this learning concept in the band?
Well, I feel like it's like a kind of inevitable part of life where or especially as a musician, where I think that this is a good thing, but we're never going to be we're never going to fully realize ourselves as the musicians that we want to be, because it's like a lifelong journey, Like, there'll be, like, if I'm 80 and Alex is 80, like, I feel like there's still things that, if we're still playing music, I feel like there'll still be things that we can learn and share with people, and they can do the same for us. So, yeah, it's just like an inevitable thing of growth that kind of, like, keeps life exciting.
Yeah, and okay, just to like connecting this like learning concept and the final question of this interview, and what you just said, what do you feel you will be playing when you're 80 years? Like, you will be learning, you will be doing everything.
We've been very fortunate to connect with different people from like American black jazz players, Brazilian musicians, arrangers, just people, other
Big variety.
Canadians, Colombians in Toronto, the whole thing. Work with lots of different people. So I think that the thing that with all that, again, super overwhelmed and grateful for all that and how connected we can be in this, modern world. One of the things that really stuck out with me last year was meeting this gentleman, Robert Chino da Silva, an incredible Brazilian percussionist and drum kit player. Milton Nascimento, incredible, played with so many greats. But he's like 85 and he still plays music every day, and he just jams, and he's so in love with playing and connecting and singing old folk songs and that type of stuff. So just to see, because I have never seen that before, and to be, have that experience, that made me realize, a lifelong journey in music and connectivity to the craft and playing with people and community is like, that's the goal, like connection, not isolated. I think that's when people start to, like, you change a lot when you don't have a community around people to inspire you and lift you up and and share with.
Great. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, like on that same note, Roy Haynes, an incredible drummer, just passed away. But when I learned about that, I like watched a bunch of videos of him, and there's videos of him from 4 or 5 years ago, still ripping the drums incredibly well. And it's like, that's like an insanely physical instrument, and I think the music kind of like kept him in shape and probably kept his like brain sharp up until the end. He died at 99 years old, and I think that's just a beautiful thing about art and music.
Yeah.
Connectivity,
Connectivity may be the main point of this conversation,
We live in a world, I think, that in some ways it can be very singular. Look at me, what am I doing, how am I doing it? And that's cool that people have made lanes for themselves and can push themselves, but when you can put other people on and connect with more people, then there is something a bit more bigger, special, not just solely one person, one story. It's like, there's how many people live on the planet.
Well, that's so good. Actually, it went too philosophical. Like at the end, we went very far. That was great. But thank you so much for the time, and bye.